Are you struggling to fall asleep at night no matter how tired you are or what you try? There might be a simple sleep hygiene mistake you're making without even realizing it. Or maybe you're tired of relying on sleep aids. Discover some natural ways to enhance your sleep and wake up refreshed. Hi, I'm Jennifer Jumis, a licensed clinical psychologist for almost 25 years. Sleep problems are a common issue that most people experience from time to time. A night or two of poor sleep can be managed, but if it becomes a pattern, literally everything in your life is affected. If you find yourself chronically running on empty, you are most likely also noticing more irritability, more aches and pains, more difficulty concentrating, and being more impatient. So what can you do to improve your sleep habits? Whether you have trouble falling asleep, staying asleep, or wake up too early, the following tips can help you get back on track. We will start with some basic lifestyle tips to make sure we remove common obstacles to sleep, and then I'll give you some next-level tips that go even further, so make sure you watch to the end to get them all. If you consult any sleep expert, or even Dr. Google, you will likely come across the following lifestyle guidelines. They may seem small, but put together they can often correct the majority of mild to moderate sleep problems. They focus on removing obstacles to the body's natural sleep rhythms. Number 1. Avoid substances that interfere with sleep, such as alcohol, caffeine, or nicotine. While it is commonly thought that alcohol can help you relax and fall asleep, it actually interferes with your sleep architecture, meaning that your quality of sleep will not be as good. It may help you fall asleep easier, but you will not get as restorative sleep. Limit caffeine after about 4 p.m., and if you're especially sensitive, you may need to reduce it more or eliminate it altogether. I've worked with more than one client that didn't realize how their coffee, soda, or energy drink at 3 p.m. was a big part of their trouble sleeping at night. Number 2, exercise regularly. I know, we're told that for everything, but it really is important. You just need to make sure that you don't exercise too close to bedtime. The more active you are during the day, the more your body will be prepared to sleep at night. Unfortunately, many of us with sedentary jobs end up being as still during the day as we are at night. How can our body tell the difference between daytime activity and nighttime activity level? So again, exercise is important, but try to finish at least 2 hours prior to bedtime, or you may feel too activated. Number 3, keep your bedroom quiet, dark, and cool. Consider using blackout shades or a white noise machine that plays soothing music if silence is uncomfortable, or maybe even unable to achieve if you live in a noisy apartment or neighborhood. Schedule quiet time before bed. If you have ever been in charge of putting kids to bed, you're familiar with the importance of a bedtime ritual or routine. Bath time, snack, books, potty, lullaby music, etc. Heaven forbid you miss a step, because that child is going to be up for an entire hour. Well, we grown-ups respond well to routines too. Consider developing your own bedtime ritual or routine for about, 20 to 40 minutes prior to sleep. Without screen time. See below, we're going to talk about that. Number 5, don't hate me, but you really do need to limit screen time before bed. Even 30 to 60 minutes of screen-free time can make a big difference in how your brain distinguishes day from night. The artificial sources of light, especially blue light sources, confuse and disrupt this process. If you cannot get away from screen time altogether close to bedtime, at least use a blue light blocking app or physical filter. Number 6, limit clock watching. I know I'm guilty of this. If you happen to be a clock watcher at night, hide your clock or at least turn it away from your view. As you probably have experienced, watching the clock only increases your tension around having to hurry up and get to sleep. The clock plays a bad trick on your mind, keeping it alert, thinking, oh, if I can go to sleep right now, then I can get 5, or 4, then 3 hours of good sleep. I just need to hurry up and go to sleep right now. Obviously, that's not going to help us relax. Avoid eating a heavy meal too close to bedtime. If you are hungry at night, try a light bedtime snack containing protein, such as milk, peanut butter, or a piece of cheese. If you have consistently tried these tips for 10 to 14 days and you're still having trouble sleeping, here are a few additional steps you can take. Use the bed only for nighttime sleeping. Avoid eating, reading, watching TV, or napping in your bed. Obviously, sex is the exception. Otherwise, reserve the bed for sleep at night only. This will help pair bed with sleeping rather than pairing bed with trying to sleep. Avoid daytime napping. This is hard to follow if you have not been sleeping well in a while, but any nap you take will diminish the natural sleep drive that's built up over the day during wakeful activity. However, if you believe that sleepiness is compromising your safety, like if you have to drive, then take a brief nap. Next, wake up at the same time every day, even on weekends. Regardless of how little sleep you actually got, set an alarm and get up within a few minutes of that time every day. This really helps reset the sleep rhythm. Go to bed when you're sleepy, but not before. Remember that being sleepy is different from being tired. Wait until you feel the heaviness of sleep. When your eyes feel heavy or your head's starting to nod off. As long as you are not engaged in activities that promote wakefulness, like watching the news or cruising social media, wait until you are sleepy to get into bed. If you cannot sleep, stop trying. I know that doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but if you don't fall asleep after about 20 or 30 minutes, estimate, don't watch the clock, get up and do something calming. I call this nesting. Move to the couch or cozy side chair and do something relaxing. Return to bed only when you feel that heaviness of sleep again. When you lie in bed awake, desperately wanting and trying to sleep, you're actually training your body to be awake in bed. If you are still struggling to establish good sleep after utilizing the above tips, there are still other things you can try. This may include a more personalized approach to examine what may be disrupting your sleep. Perhaps you have some untreated anxiety, chronic pain, or other issues. There's also a technique called sleep restrictive training, which is kind of a hard reset, but this is something to explore with a trained professional to make sure it's right for your situation and that you don't have any contraindications. Remember that improving your sleep hygiene can significantly enhance your overall well-being and energy levels. Making small changes to your daily routine can lead to restful nights and a more productive day. You are on the right path to better sleep and a healthier life. If you'd like more tips on mental health and wellness, make sure you hit that subscribe button and notification bell. Until then, be well.